everyone, Julie here. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe for all things about photography and gear reviews and how-to guides and just fun tips and tricks and all the rest of it. So let's jump into it. Today I'm going to do a quick video on the benefits of using a dodge and burn. So I've got this image here that I took out in the backyard of just a really pretty little canna, and well, it's not a canna, it's a lily. It's a flower. Anyway, I just did a few little tweaks to it. I haven't done much. I did use my Sony a7R5 black and white camera presets when I was shooting it. So first thing I'm going to do is jump into my presets and put my camera black and white on. So what I'm going to do now is I want to do a bit of a cleanup. Now I can do a cleanup in here and I can use the remove tool or the heal tool, or I could go into Photoshop, which was what I'm about to do in a moment, to do a dodge and burn. I've already got most of it done now, so I'm just going to leave that there. So that just cleaned that up a little bit. So I'm going to close that off. I'm going to hit edit in and I'm going to go to Photoshop. And this is the new Photoshop 2025. Okay, so that's opened that in Photoshop. I'm just going to get rid of this. I'm just going to click over to my healing tool. Okay, so I'm just going to do a final little cleanup just with the healing tool. Let's see if there's anything else I want to get rid of. Okay, I think that's good. So what I want to do now is I want to do a dodge and burn to enhance this image. It is actually just a little bit flat. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. I have got a action that I use, which is just a dodge and burn action. But all that really is two curves layers. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to do a curve layer 1 and I'm going to do a curve layer 2. So I'm going to invert both of them. So Control I will change them to black. This one I'm going to make dark. So I will call that dark or burn if you prefer. This one I'm going to make light, call that one light, or dodge if you prefer. So what I need to do is I go down to my dark layer, I'm going to switch over to my brush, I'm going to have a nice soft brush, so my hardness is at 0%. I can leave this at 100% for flow and opacity, it doesn't matter. And I just need white because I'm painting on dark. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the edge. Now, this may not darken it quite enough for this go round, but I can do another one that is even darker, or I can come into here and I can darken that quite dramatically as well, and then I'm going to call that one darker, if that makes sense, and then I can put in another curves layer and make this one dark. Okay, so I've got my dark layer, I've got my darker layer, which is just essentially all the way around the background. And this is the benefit of doing it on this sort of layer. You could also do it on a 50% grey layer, but I like doing it this way because I can really easily, if I don't like where I have brushed or I think I've brushed over too much, I can quickly swap my brush to black and paint those areas back in. Okay, so that was on the darker layer. I'm going to go to the dark layer, switch my brush to white again, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to paint some of these edges, and it's pretty messy, so don't stress about that, easy to fix. and maybe drop my opacity to sort of 50% and just smooth it out a bit. Okay, so now what I can do is I can come into my properties on my mask and I can feather that, and I can feather that even more if I want to. I can also drop the opacity on that as well. So now I'm going to switch over to my light curves layer. I've still got my brush on white. I'm going to put that back up to 100%, and I'm going to paint in my highlights. Now I'm going to probably a bit strong there, so I'm going to take that off, go back to about 40% and paint some of that back in, go back to 100%, remember to toggle, and you can toggle with X toggles backwards and forwards between what you want. Oops. Again, I can feather that, and I can drop the opacity down a little bit. So this is the image that we started with, which is just a little bit flat. And this is introducing some more shape to it. And you can bounce backwards and forwards between those, adding in shadow as required. So before and after. So it has added a lot more dimension to the image. The other thing that you can do, which is a popular favorite of mine, is I'm just going to do another copy. I'm going to bring that up to the top. I'm going to change that to overlay, and I'm going to go to filter, other, high pass, and what that's going to do is show me the details of this. So that's without the high pass filter, and that's with. So it just brings a little bit more details to life in it. Of course, you can still play around with it. You can do another curves layer to bring up your light and your shadow. You can continue to edit it as you wish, but that has taken a fairly flat image and introduced some more contrast and toning by using a simple dodge and burn using curves. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, maybe share this with some friends, and I will see you next time on the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.